I've had people tell me that the right side of my face looks like it's drooping, almost like a Bell's palsy kind of thing.
Sometimes life's biggest storms give you the most beautiful rainbows. We are Chasing Rainbows.
Welcome back to Chasing Rainbows. I'm Christina. If you're new here, I'm so glad to have you here. Chasing Rainbows is all about finding hope in God's promises, walking through hard times by faith. Isn't that called life? I share real life here on this channel. I've shared lots of things that I've gone through, everything from miscarriages, infertility, walking through trauma from past abuse, and just sharing my faith journey through it all. So if that's something that interests you, make sure to hit subscribe, hit the bell. And if you did miss my last video, you definitely want to watch that one after this one's done, because I shared about a program I'm starting called Renewed. I am so excited to bring this for women like me who have gone through trauma, who suffer from complex PTSD or just PTSD in general, anxiety, fear, worry, stress, negative thought patterns. If you are looking to find hope and freedom from just, that prison of your mind, and you want to break free of those things, then definitely open up that description or head over to the website renewedletpeacereign.com for more information. And if you apply to be a part of the group prior to January, you're going to get a significant discount off of the enrollment fee. So definitely make sure to check it out. But today I wanted to talk about symptoms that I'm going through. I'm trying to find a diagnosis, but I have an appointment with a neurologist coming up. I've had lots of symptoms that have been going on for years, and then I had some that started in May and they've progressively been getting worse. So I debated whether or not to make this video. It's kind of a scary thing to put yourself out there as far as sharing medical things going on, but I've already started, and I feel like, you know what, maybe it'll help somebody else, because I would like to find somebody else that has symptoms similar to mine. If you have advice or something that you think I'm missing, that I should be prepared to, questions I should ask my doctor, or tests that maybe you had done that helped reach a diagnosis or anything like that, that would be so helpful. Anything that you put down in the comments, I'm going to read them all, and it would be of great help. I appreciate it. So here are my symptoms in a nutshell. I'm going to try to make it a nutshell for you so it's not too long of a video, but I want to give you kind of a full picture here, more so than what I have previously. So things that I've had for years. Here's my list. I've had widespread pain, so achy, muscle weakness, joint pain, stiffness. I've had difficulty walking at points, difficulty swallowing, choking. I've noticed a huge increase in saliva, lots of drooling when I'm laying down, chronic sore throat, probably because of all the excess saliva, and hoarseness. And I actually went to speech therapy because of this. I went to an ear, nose, and throat doctor forever ago, and they sent me to speech therapy. They sent me there for swallow therapy. So I was doing that for a while, didn't really notice a difference, so I stopped going. I have severe fatigue. I'll have sudden sleep attacks. Almost feels like I've got narcolepsy, where I'll just feel like I can't stay awake. There's nothing I can do to keep myself awake, which is kind of scary, especially if you're driving or something. I have this one. I didn't even have a name to put to it until recently, but an internal tremor. I heard somebody else call it this. Feels like your whole inside is vibrating. Feels like my whole body is tremoring, but I don't actually visibly see anything going on. Shoulder pain. Feels like my right shoulder is drooping. I've had GI issues. Sudden jerky moments. If I'll go to turn my head, it'll just whip real quick. Or if I go to raise my arm, it'll just feel like I have no control of it, and it'll just jerk out. I've actually thrown my neck and back out at points from doing things like that. I've noticed my arm will slap my leg sometimes when I go to put my hand down, just setting it down gently, which is kind of embarrassing at points, especially if you're in a quiet setting. I've noticed my toes curling or pointing when I'm laying down. I've had issues with orthostatic hypotension, where my blood pressure and heart rate will drop suddenly, causing fainting, dizziness, all sorts of things. I've noticed a change in the way I walk. I feel like I'm off balance, and it'll be like my leg will feel like one of my legs feels like it's not picking up all the way, like I'm dragging it, or it'll just feel like it's not going through the full like heel to toe motion, like it's just stomping, like I'm throwing it down or something, which causes lots of trips and falls. I had tremors start in my lips, face, and eyelids years ago, and I thought maybe it was just from stress or tension in my face or something like that. But then I started to have tremors in my hands. Started on my right side first. My right hand was the first thing to start. Then it moved to my leg, and that was just when I was laying down. Usually at night I would notice my right leg having a tremor. Then I noticed my toes having tremors, and then when I would be standing for a long period of time, if I had my weight kind of shift, if I was shifting my weight, putting my weight on one side, one of my legs would be tremoring. And then all my tremors started to move on my left side as well. I feel like they're not as significant on my left side. They're much more noticeable on the right, but it is there. I've had people tell me that the right side of my face looks like it's drooping, almost like a Bell's palsy kind of thing, which I don't freak out. I know some people like that's one of the signs for stroke, but I haven't had anything happen as far as that. Just completely lost my vision. My face was drooping, and yeah, I had the worst headache and eye pain of my life. Definitely not a stroke. Yeah. So the MRI that I had done, I didn't get it done until probably a month after that happened. Apparently, after you've had a stroke, you can have imaging show up with white lesions on your brain, and I had that. So was it a stroke? I don't know. I'm feeling like my eye, or someone noticing my eyelid was drooping. I'll feel like I'm smiling sometimes, and I'm not really making any facial expression. I've been told I had reduced volume in speech, which is one of the reasons I was going to speech therapy too, aside from the swallowing issue. I had to learn to project my voice more because everyone kept asking me to repeat myself. I've had difficulty transitioning from task to task. It's like I don't know what to do after point A. And with things as simple as getting ready to go to bed, when I get up out of this chair, what do I need to do? And it's I don't know, so I just stay stuck. And Jason will look at me like, what's wrong? Are you coming to bed? And I'm just I just don't even know what to do. It's I need a list or somebody to tell me what to do next. It's kind of crazy. Sorry, I'm looking down. I keep looking at my list here. So I feel like that got worse, starting in September. That became a thing. And sometimes it's not as bad as others. Although I have tried to improve it by now knowing that it gets worse at night, I'll lay out my clothes and pack lunches way earlier in the day so I don't have those things to do. So basically all I have to do is change clothes and brush my teeth and go to bed. It's a lot less stress on my brain, I guess, to try to figure out. But when May hit, when I went to first seek this diagnosis, I had horrible eye pain, sharp headaches that caused vision loss, led me to the eye doctor. They found out I had a pituitary tumor. So the pituitary tumor, that's another thing, could be causing some of these symptoms, all of these symptoms. I really don't know. The blood work that they ran, I don't think they ran all that they should have, but it all came back normal. So I'm could it be causing my symptoms if that's normal? I don't know. So I'm going to be asking him about that. I feel like my grip strength has gotten worse since the tremors started. I drop things all the time. I have a hard time holding objects. Like if I'm trying to text someone, I have a hard time holding my phone. I'll drop my phone all the time when I'm texting. I can't type right. I'm constantly hitting the wrong buttons. It's like my brain is not computing what my hands need to do. They're just kind of moving on their own. And I'm hitting the same letters twice, typing the wrong things. I've sent some weird texts to people. They're totally like misspelled nonsense. Autocorrect doesn't even know how to help me anymore. All I can do is laugh. Anyways, if somebody calls me, I have to use my headphones. I can't really hold my phone anymore. If I hold my phone for probably more than 30 seconds, my hand starts shaking so bad. Like I drop my phone all the time. Oh, memory. Go figure, I lagged before that one. My memory has gotten so much worse. Like, really, really bad. I'm forgetting. I'll be at work or somewhere, and I'll just forget everybody's names that I'm with. I won't know who anyone is. I don't know. I won't know what I'm doing. I shouldn't say I won't know who they are. I know that I know them. I just have no memory of their names or what I was doing. Or I'll stop in the middle of tasks and start others because I forgot I was working on one, or even why I was doing it. Another weird one. I feel like my hands don't want to stay open. Like this is taking a lot of strain to keep my fingers separated. Really, this is kind of the position that they want to live in, or almost all the way closed. Like feels more comfortable. And I feel like my thumb always wants to grab this finger. And when I'm like, if I try to open and close my hands, like it's literally getting stuck. Like I can't separate my fingers all the time. So is that a Parkinson's thing? Maybe. That's kind of what I was thinking originally, that maybe this might be Parkinson's. It does run in my family on both sides. And so that was my reason for trying to get with a neurologist. My family doctor wanted me to go see a neurologist because he thinks it might be that, but I'm not sure. From watching other videos about tremors, I know there's things called like essential tremor, and it seems like there's not really a known cause for that. And so I'm like, well, if it's that, then what are all these other symptoms? How does it all fit together? And maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's all separate things. Like, I've had a head injury before. So I had memory issues get much worse after that, but I did have them before. It's just kind of a mess. I've had a major neck injury before too. I've never really shared that on here, but I had twisted the top 2 vertebrae in my neck, and C1 got stuck under my skull, and I was in traction, which they do a lot at like physical therapy in places, but they had weights attached to my head that I was left in for weeks or months. I don't even know how long anymore, to pull my head up to relieve the strain in my spine so they would hopefully untwist. They did eventually untwist. But I do wonder if I have cervical instability because of that. I feel like I have trouble holding my head up in general. Like, it just feels heavier since then. I was in a brace that was from my neck, well, up to here on my head, all the way down to my waist for many, many months. I remember having to wear that through summer. It was awful. It was not fun at all. So hot. So there's so many things that could be causing this. I really just don't know. I'm not as concerned about it anymore. Like I shared that in my last video, that I'm not giving these symptoms any more power over me by worrying or having anxiety over this. Like, yes, it's there, but I'm keeping my focus on God, and I'm staying busy working on things God has told me to work on, like putting Renewed together and getting these videos out. And I'm sorry that some of these have been delayed. I've had so much going on. I was sick for 2 weeks and lost my voice, so I couldn't film any videos. So that's part of the reason for the delay. But anyways, I'm hoping that maybe someone else out there can relate to some of these symptoms, the majority of these. If you're walking in the unknown or you do know what it is, please, again, tell me in the comments. I am really hoping to find an answer. Just get a name so that way I know what it is and I can figure out how to get treatment for it, or at least connect with other people that have the same thing. So kind of know what's normal, not normal, what to expect and such. So anyways, I don't want to make this a really long video. I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you for watching, and make sure to subscribe, hit the bell if you haven't done so already. You're not going to want to miss further updates, especially if you are interested in Renewed. I really am so excited to bring this to you guys. I can't even say how much doing this for myself that it has changed my life. Like, living with complex PTSD for so long and having flashbacks and just horrible anxiety and fear and just nightmares. It was awful. And I feel like God has freed me from all of it. And my life is just night and day different. And I'm so excited to be able to share what I did with God to help you. And yeah, so make sure to check it out. Head on over to the website now or catch up on past videos. And until next time, I look forward to chasing more rainbows with you. Bye-bye for now.